You tell yourself that today you will resist every craving. By noon, your plan is on fire. You promise one more push at night, and then you wake up to the same loop. The harsh truth is this: willpower is like a phone battery that drains with every tap. It is useful, yet it was never built to power your whole life. Now imagine your savings plan, your health, and your career all depending on that fading charge. If that feels risky, it is. The twist is not about your character, it is about design. Systems beat strength of will because systems make the right action the easy action. In the next minutes, you will see how self-control really works, why white-knuckle discipline fails, and how to build a plan that quietly wins even on the worst day. Stay with me. Listen. You have been told that self-control is a moral test. Hold out long enough and you win. Psychology paints a more practical picture. One early clue came from the marshmallow studies led by Walter Mischel. Children who delayed a treat did better later. The key twist was not grit alone. The kids who looked away, sang a song, or hid the candy did best. They changed the situation to make the choice easier. That is the seed of a system. Years later, the idea of ego depletion became famous. The claim was simple. After hard choices, the fuel for self-control runs low. Some studies supported it, and later replications questioned how strong it is. What survived is a balanced view. Willpower feels limited, and it fluctuates with sleep, stress, and mood. You can push through, yet the cost rises across the day. Neuroscience adds another piece. Executive function lives in the frontal regions. It is the air traffic control for goals. It handles planning, delay of gratification, and resisting impulses. When you are tired or stressed, that control signal is noisy. Habits run on cues and tiny rewards. That is why you reach for your phone without thinking. The loop fires before you decide. Behavior analysts put this into a simple model. Motivation, ability, and a prompt must meet at the same moment. If ability is high and a prompt is clear, the behavior happens even with low motivation. This is why friction matters. Friction is any extra step, delay, or effort. In money and health, friction can protect or harm. Regulators in the United States and the United Kingdom understand this. Default settings shape outcomes. Automatic enrollment into pension plans raised participation. Easy opt-outs change the story. Nudges do not change free will. They change the path of least resistance. Marketers know this as well as any lab. They use reminders, streaks, and social proof to pull you in. Platforms reward quick checks and endless scroll. Your attention becomes a product and your goals fight uphill. Here is the cliffhanger. If the world is designed to drain you, how can you design your own world to refill you? In the next part, I will show you the hidden architecture of better systems. You will see how to move from force to flow, so the right action is the easiest action even when your will is thin. South, here is how the trap is built and how to flip it. First comes the cue. A cue is a trigger that starts a behavior. It can be a time, a place, a feeling, or a sound. When your phone buzzes, you check it. When the clock hits lunch, you drift to the same food. In a world packed with cues, restraint alone is fragile. Rewrite the cues you own and block the cues you do not. Put fruit at eye level and move snacks out of reach. Place your running shoes by the door. Turn off non-essential notifications. Remove sticky apps from the home screen. Second is friction. Friction is the steps and taps between you and an action. For good habits, lower it. For risky habits, raise it. Set a password manager so paying bills is smooth. Add a time lock on shopping sites after a set hour. More steps for a bad habit rescue future you. Fewer steps for a good habit build momentum. Third is default. A default is what happens if you do nothing. Set automatic transfers on payday into an emergency fund and long-term investments. Keep only safe spending money in a small checking account. If you must move funds to overspend, the pause becomes a guardrail. Defaults work because in busy lives, inaction often wins. Make inaction your ally. Fourth is identity. Act in line with who you say you are, like a saver who pays first and a lifter who trains on schedule. Fifth is pre-commitment, a choice you lock in before the heat of the moment. Sign a pact with a friend that costs you if you break a rule. Cooling off periods for large buys mirror this idea. Pre-commitment moves the hard choice to a calm time. Sixth is prompts. A prompt is a reminder placed at the right moment. Use calendar alerts for the first small action. Attach a new habit to a stable anchor. Seventh is size. Start smaller than you think. 2 push-ups, 1 page, 5 minutes. Small wins build a streak that protects momentum. Eighth is feedback. Track what matters and ignore vanity metrics. Ask each night if you followed the system today. Feedback turns fog into facts and guides course corrections. Now see the scheme behind repeated failure. The day starts clean, then stress and choices pile up. Your will thins, and the tempting choice sits closer and louder. Ads call you. Friends ping you. When every path is downhill toward the easy vice you slide. The fix is engineering, not a sermon. Build gates that block the slide. Make the first bite healthy and effortless. Make spending beyond a clear limit a hassle. Set a cutoff time for screens and charge the phone outside the room. Here is a compact daily play. On payday, money moves by default. A brief morning checklist runs. Workouts sit on the calendar like meetings. Your browser blocks the shops that drain you until evening. You do not ask if you feel like it. You follow the script. At night, you score the day and reset cues for tomorrow. Design your circle too. Spend time with people who act the way you aim to act. Social proof is a steady nudge. In a moment, we will stress test this plan on the worst day, where cravings spike, a crisis hits, and time vanishes. Now we stress test the plan. Picture the worst day. You slept badly. A crisis hits before breakfast. Your boss wants an urgent report. A friend texts bad news. This is when most resolutions die. A well-built system bends without breaking. Cues take over. Shoes by the door shorten the debate. A calendar alert pops up with a tiny task that feels doable. 2 minutes to start, then a groove follows. Friction does quiet work. Your block list keeps shopping out of reach when you feel impulsive. Defaults move money without thought. No morning willpower test at the bank. Identity whispers in the background. You are a person who does hard things on hard days. Pre-commitment adds a leash. You promised a teammate a quick check-in. The thought of a small forfeit nudges you to keep the plan. Prompts light the path. After lunch, your phone buzzes with the next step. The step is tiny, so you comply. Feedback closes the loop at night. A simple record shows enough progress. The streak holds. Here is the twist. Failure is expected. The aim is not perfection. Make the slip small and the return fast. Use if-then rules. If I miss a workout, I do a micro set before bed. If I overspend today, I move that amount back next day. These rules replace shame with action. Anti-goals help. An anti-goal is what you refuse to allow. In money, it can be no interest fees. In health, it can be no screens in the bedroom. Travel breaks routines. Switch to maintenance mode. The plan shrinks to a floor, not a ceiling. 10 minutes beats 0. A simple food rule covers most meals. On return day, relaunch the script rather than wait for a perfect Monday. Stress and grief deserve a word. Some days, the only aim is to protect health and income. On those days, the system acts like shocks. Do the smallest version to avoid a down spiral. That is not weakness. That is strategy. Regulators build buffers too. Cooling off rights let you undo rash buys. Automatic enrollment in retirement plans boosts saving by default. The message is clear. Structure helps people act on long-term values when the moment is loud. Next comes the payoff. What changes after months of this approach? What breaks and what holds under pressure? Stay with me. The aftermath will show how quiet systems beat loud promises when money and health are on the line. Months later, the outcome is visible. You did not become a different person. You became the same person in a different frame. Savings rose because money moved by default. You paid yourself first without a daily debate. Debt fell because impulse buys met friction at the right moment. Sleep improved because screens stopped at a clean time. Fitness climbed because the question changed from, do I feel like it, to what is the next small move? The wins are quiet, yet they compound. At work, the pattern is similar. You block a morning window for deep tasks. You mute threads that add heat without value. You plan tomorrow while energy is steady. You ship more and worry less because the system absorbs noise. Now the mirror test. You are still human. Slips happen. But the numbers look different. Fewer late fees. Fewer missed sessions. Fewer wasted hours. The credit goes to structure, not to heroic resolve. Friends notice and ask for the playbook. The method is not to push harder. It is to build rails that carry you when your hands are tired. It is not easy to do, yet it is simple to start. Start with one cue, one default, one friction change. Side effects appear in odd places. Your mood steadies as choices shrink. Your future self sees fewer costly detours. There is no magic. There is design that respects human limits. In a world that sells constant hustle, that may be the most radical part. Real strength is the humility to build a system that lifts on bad days. Next are the lessons you can use today, and a simple call to action. Here is your field guide. Willpower is a spark, not a power plant. Use it to start, then let structure carry you. Shape cues so the right choice appears first. Lower friction for good habits and raise it for risky ones. Set defaults that move money and health forward when you are busy. Choose identity lines you can live by. Lock in pre-commitments so hard choices happen in calm hours. Use timely prompts and tiny first steps to make entry easy. Track the day with one clear yes or no. Expect slips and script the return. Build anti-goals that are simple to enforce. Most of all, respect human limits. Design beats drama. If this helped you, subscribe to Money Mystery and share it with a friend. Tell me which problem to dissect next. Guard sleep. Cut screens earlier. Do it now.